What a wondrous love is this, oh my soul, oh my soul. What a wondrous love is this, oh my soul. What a wondrous love is this that calls the Lord of bliss to bear the dreadful curse for my soul, for my soul, to bear the dreadful curse for my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down beneath God's righteous frown, Christ laid aside his crown for my soul, for my soul. Christ laid aside his crown for my soul. To God and to the Lamb I will sing, I will sing. To God and to the Lamb I will sing. To God and to the Lamb, who is the great I am. While millions join the theme, I will sing, I will sing.
This is the new normal for right now. Today is Maundy, Thursday. We should all be together right now, here in this sanctuary, ready to worship and to receive the wonderful blessing that the Lord has given us in the Lord's Supper. But that's not possible. And we know the reason for that is because of the virus that's around us all right now and causing a lot of anxiety and fear and anxious feelings. It's not that different from what Jesus and his disciples were experiencing that Maundy, Thursday, when the Lord gave us the sacrament of the Lord's Supper. When Jesus got together with his disciples to celebrate that evening the Passover meal, just before coming into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, Jesus had once again predicted what was going to happen. He said that he was going to be betrayed, handed over to his enemies, whipped, mocked, and crucified. And that was in the minds of all of his disciples. And then at the meal, Jesus did something that was very unusual. He took a towel, wrapped it around himself, took a basin of water and started to wash the feet of his disciples. A teacher washing the students' feet. And then Jesus said, I want you to follow my example. And he gave them a new command. He said, you should love one another just as I have loved you. In fact, that's where we get the word for this day, Maundy, which comes from the Latin, which means to command, and where we get the word mandate. And Jesus showed the love that he had for them in that demonstration of washing their feet, but even more so, he was going to show his love in what he was going to do next. But before he gave this wonderful gift of the Lord's Supper to his disciples, he had to share with them that one of them was going to betray him, Judas. And after this was announced, Judas got up and left the meal. Then shortly after that, Peter was confronted by Jesus. Jesus said, Peter, you're going to deny me this very evening. And Peter said, no, Lord, I won't. But we know the outcome. He did. But Jesus knew that his disciples needed comfort. After having given them the blessing of the Lord's Supper, he went on to give them encouragement on what was going to happen next. He said in John chapter 14, we have it recorded, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I am going there to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am. And you know the way to the place where I am going." Thomas said to him, "Lord, we don't know where you are going. So how can we know the way?" And Jesus answered, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Jesus knew that in the days to come, they would be anxious and nervous and worried and scared, not knowing exactly what was happening. And these words of comfort were meant to encourage all of them. And Jesus went on to give them even more encouragement when he said to them about how their grief would be turned to joy. In John chapter 17, we hear Jesus saying to them, "A while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me." And some of the disciples said to one another, "What does he mean by saying, 'In a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me'? And because I am going to the Father." But they kept silent. They were afraid to ask him. But Jesus knew, and he gave them this answer. Jesus saw that they wanted to ask him about this, so he said to them, "Are you asking one another what I meant when I said, 'In a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me'? I tell you the truth, you will weep and mourn while the world rejoices. You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy. A woman given birth to a child has pain because her time has come. But when her baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. So with you, now is your time of grief. But I will see you again, and you will rejoice, and no one will be able to take your joy away." Jesus wanted to give them an assurance of what was about to happen. And even though they would be confused and frightened and wondering after Jesus had died on the cross, these words were meant to give them comfort and hope. You know, today we're in the middle of this pandemic, and it's causing us to have everything turned upside down. And many are feeling that things will never be the same again. Will we have joy once again? But I am assured of God's promise, the same promise that he kept when Jesus came out of the grave on that Easter morning, the promise that our grief will turn to joy. And I'm looking forward to the time once again when I will see all of these pews full, and we'll have the chance to come together again, not only to worship, but also to receive the blessings that God gives us in the supper Jesus instituted on this day so many years ago. Thank you.